Hello, dear all. Nice to meet you. My name is Nathalia Medina, and I'm a student of the Open and Distance National University. This is the final task of the course Advanced English 2. The topic of this work is Find Solutions to Problems. Let's start with the first point. Look the photo. What difficult decision do you think the woman has made, and what do you think the letter says? Well, I can imagine she's Caroline, a widow who lost her husband in a tragic accident just 4 months ago. Since her husband died, she has decided to keep on the night table a white rose, because it was what he used to give her when he was alive. She has the children, but now as a single mother is faced with the task of working hard to meet the needs of her children. Now she's reading a letter from her brother, Philip. They have been very close since children, and when they were young, decide to live together their hometown, thinking to get better opportunities. But some years later, Caroline got married and her brother decided to return to the hometown. Because of the great distance, they have kept contact through letters. In this time, he said his health is not well. He has a serious illness, and the only cure is a very expensive treatment or a transplant. She's the only one that can help him in at this time. Otherwise, only a miracle could save him. So she needs to decide between help his brother or continue working to support her children. Now, on this second point, we had to listen to the song called Out of Reach.
The sun wasn't right. I was stupid for a while, swept away by you, and now I feel like a fool.
Question A. Do you think the song is mainly optimistic or mainly pessimistic? Well, when I started to listen to the song for the first time, I thought it was pessimistic because it tells the story of a woman with a broken heart because of a loving confusion. She says she was so confused and was feeling bad because man was sending the wrong signs, so she thought he was in love with her. But then she said that despite what she was feeling at the moment, really she knew will be fine. Not in this moment because it was a recent hurt, but fortunately she realized in time and has decided to continue with her life. So after listening all the song, in my opinion or in my point of view, it's mainly optimistic because she determined to get over it and get on with life. And because this situation doesn't mean that everything is ending there. Third point. Read the following text. First one. Why won't he introduce me to his family? My boyfriend and I are 21 and had been going out for a year. We live in a big city where there are people from many different races and cultures. He comes from a culture that is much more religious and traditional than mine. This is not a problem for me or for my family. They have always welcomed him into our home. However, he refuses to introduce me to his family. And when his brother, who I know, is around, he pretends we are just friends. Apart from this, we love each other very much. Should I insist that he introduce me to his family? The question is, what do you think is the best solution for this situation? Well, in her position, I wouldn't insist. I think she should talk with him to explain her feelings and why it's important for her to know his parents. They've been together for a year. It's enough time to know that it's a strong relationship, and also she needs to remember that good communication is like a bridge that enables to express what we think and need. And maybe he doesn't know how important is that for her, so she should tell him. Perhaps after that he agrees to introduce her and as his girlfriend, or explain her why he's not all ready to do it. And in my opinion, or in my point of view, she shouldn't get in panic. Just talk with him. Second reading. Can we leave my mother? I am 44 years old and have looked after my elderly mother for a number of years. She has a few small health problems and is rather lonely since my father died. Recently, my husband is desperately keen to go, and both our children will enjoy the experience. But I know that my mother wouldn't consider moving to the USA, and I'm a terrible worried about her coping on her own, as she has no other relatives nearby. Should I persuade my husband to refuse the job offer? What do you think is the best solution for this situation? Well, I'd say that it's better try to talk with the elderly mother, explaining her the reasons why they want to move to another place. They need to use the right words so that makes her feel important, and she could understand they don't want to go and leave her alone. Part B. Are you good at making decisions or not? If you find it hard to make a decision, what do you usually do? It depends on the kind of decision I should take. We have to make decisions as we go through life. And of course, many decisions are quite trivial, but others, such as what career to choose or where to get married, can affect our whole future, and still others affect other people. There are many personal decisions we can make in life, and I think make almost half of my decisions based on my habits and not based on carefully thinking. But when I have to make difficult decisions, I used to ask to people with a lot of experience, like my parents or some friends. But really, I think making good choices in smaller things can help us to train our perceptive powers. And if we do this, it will help us to make right decisions in areas that are much more important. And I'm also a religious person, so I always consider God's opinion. I prayed for all kind of decisions because I trust He can help me to make the best decisions in my life. Part C. Talk about a big decision or event in your life. When I was 14, I had to leave my house and start to live with my aunt because my mother was in an economic difficult situation, so she wouldn't support all my needs. And my aunt became available to care me for some time while my mom was better financially. It was a hard decision because I love my mom. She's an amazing woman and we had been very close, so the separation was an emotional shock for both. And also, I had to leave my family, my school friends, my lifestyle, even the world was different. And we were separate for around 2 years, but now we are together again. It was a difficult moment in our lives, but we are happy to be together again. And I knew a lot of people that still now continue be my dear friends. So actually, I can say it was a good decision. I'm with my mom again, and we are really happy.